I certainly do not need to remind you how fragile our world is, or the urgency required to tackle the climate crisis. Here, the science speaks for itself. And the window of opportunity to address climate change is closing. And we continue to see the unprecedented changes materializing in every region. Last year, we were hit by the greatest economic and social crisis of our generation. It caused great suffering, and it continues to do so. But it also showed us what we are capable of as a global community. Before COVID-19, think about this. The fastest a vaccine had ever been approved from viral sampling to licensing was 4 years for mumps in the 1960s. In December 2020, only a year after the first reported case, a fully tested COVID-19 vaccine was authorized for use. Resources, previous experience, the best minds, a laser focus, and a common passion to find solutions. This was the formula that powered the world's rapid COVID-19 response. Or, in short, as the famous saying goes, necessity is the mother of invention. And it is this same formula now that we need for the climate emergency. For me, there are 3 key points to consider. First, we must reinvent the global economy, because that is what it will take to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius. All of us, all of you, must build sustainability into the fabric of how we do business. Only when a business strategy is sustainable itself and is embedded in all aspects of the business can we reduce the negative impacts and create regenerative systems. Global challenges also require global answers. Collaboration across industries, governments, public organizations, and other stakeholders must continue to accelerate. And finally, the world needs to reassess the systems in which we operate to drive the urgent shift needed in policy and investment. Businesses need clear policy direction at a global level, as well as sustainable finance frameworks to trigger investments that build a climate-neutral economy. Second, for this to happen, we must challenge the status quo across all elements. We must continue advocating for real change to government policies that tax negative impacts, but also subsidize the positive ones. We must phase out coal power, speed up the transition to sustainable mobility, reform our food systems, adapt our industrial operation, and halt deforestation. We must think disruptively about how we make and market products and services, how we consume and waste, how we leverage capital and networks, how we use technology, and how we protect and restore nature. Third, finally, technology has a big part to play as an enabler, especially as the digital and green transitions go hand in hand. We truly believe this at SAP. For nearly 50 years, we have helped global businesses manage resources more effectively. Now, we want to also help businesses reinvent how they tackle sustainability with the urgency that is required. From supporting businesses with real-time data and insights to make responsible decisions, turning complexity into bold climate action, to creating sustainable supply chains that effectively manage and exchange data to account for and optimize their carbon emissions, their material use, and social equity, and supporting customers to transition towards circular business processes. Now, these points are all important, but we also need to combine them into the right formula. As business leaders, this is our responsibility. So first, put your resources behind it. Because becoming a truly sustainable business means hard and diligent work. You need to track, measure, and understand the impact of your business activity. So it is clear where you need to focus Second, put your best people behind it, as well as empowering others. Allow leadership the laser focus that they need to make a real impact. And then empower and energize teams to think differently and challenge the status quo. And third, and certainly not least, put your passion behind it and spark a chain reaction. Own it, demonstrate the urgency, mobilize your teams, connect with others, all the way from your harshest critics to your investors, and share the challenges and successes on your journey. Now, to finish, I would like to leave you with a quote from the late German macroeconomist Rudi Dornbusch. Things take longer to happen than you think they will, and then they happen faster than you thought they could. I think there is great truth in these words. There is no shortcut to solving the greatest existential threat facing humanity. But let us ensure we all have the right formula in place, because then change might just happen faster than we ever thought it could.